All right, folks, here in Oklahoma City, we'll tell you what this means behind us a little bit later, but everybody feeling golden today. Gold medal Sunday for the hockey game. And interesting, Eric, we were out to dinner last night, and we were joined later on when we were almost done by a couple of the Raptors travel party, Kevin DiPietro and Paul Elliott, who remember 2002 and how the circumstances were very eerily flipped.
Well, it was the then Seattle Supersonics that were in Toronto, and they were playing on gold medal Sunday, right? And the Sonics now won that game, didn't they?
They did,
because we had Brent Berry.
Brent Berry was our
post-game show,
and he was looking to going out on the town.
Yeah.
Looking forward to going out on the town to celebrate Canada's victory. But
yeah, he said he was a big hockey fan and wanted to watch the game and check it out and everything else. So now, does that mean that? So when the Sonics were in Toronto, Canada won, but the Sonics won that game. So now today, does that mean the U.S. wins the hockey game, but the Raptors pull the win in Oklahoma City?
Will be not a lot of hockey.
I don't think as many people will care that the Raptors won versus if Canada loses.
And then, the circumstances being that Canada won that game in the U.S. against the U.S. So anyway, that being said,
Ryan Miller.
The Buffalo Sabre guy. That being said, if they can stop Kevin Durant tonight and get a win, they don't care what happens in the hockey game.
No, they really don't. And you know what? I asked Rashan Ostojevic today, who will start again, by the way, in place of Chris Bosh. Bosh missing tonight and tomorrow against Houston, didn't make the trip. I said, are there really such things? You're a veteran. You've been around. You've won a championship. Are there such things as moral victories? And he said, yes, there are. So if the Raptors can take a bit of a moral victory off the loss on Friday to the Cleveland Cavaliers, can they roll that kind of momentum into tonight's game against the Thunder? That's a big question, because Jay Triano said very similar teams in terms of their style and everything else, Cavs versus Thunder, and obviously the go-to guy, LeBron versus Kevin Durant.
Well, it's interesting. You look at some of the numbers on Kevin Durant, mind-boggling. I mean, we know about the 29 straight games with 25 or more points, but in terms of 20-point streaks, games with 20 or more, he's got 31 in a row. The next closest guy is LeBron with 13. In terms of games of 25 or more points this year, again, Durant leads the pack ahead of LeBron, Kobe, and anybody else you want to put in there. So it'll be interesting to see how they try and stop him tonight, Eric. They told us at practice it's going to be Turkoglu starting on him. But we may see some unconventional stuff. He does turn it over a lot. We might see them try to get the ball out of his hands. Alex English hinted at doing something unconventional. You might even see an Amir Johnson guarding him at times with his length. So it's all about stopping Kevin Durant. It was interesting. You'll hear the interview on at some point with Alex English.
Show tonight.
Halftime. When I asked him about a score. Alex's eyes lit up because he was a scorer.
Sure.
Still 12th all-time on the NBA scoring list. He said he just has that relationship with the ball and the rim, Durant, and that's something that it'll be interesting to see if Toronto can slow him down at all.
Well, and if they're trying to slow him down, as you mentioned, not only Turkoglu starting, I'm sure we'll probably see Antoine Wright at some points. Yep. On the other side, Jay Triano said, though, that he expects Durant to probably check DeMar DeRozan in that he doesn't think that Scott Brooks will want Durant running around after Turkoglu all night and maybe try and take it easy or a little bit easier on the defensive end against DeRozan so that he's got a little more juice left on the offensive end. And he thinks that'll probably be Cephalosha that is the guy
who's a defensive guy.
Probably trying to stop Turkoglu and shut him down. So I think a lot will be on the shoulders of Andrea Bargnani tonight. And speaking defensively as well, Triano did hint at going to the zone again. That's something that they had relative success against the Cavs. Jay said they tracked it and looked at the stats afterwards. When they went zone against Cleveland, the Cavs were 6 of 18 from the floor. Problem was, I believe either 2 or if not 3 of those 6 were three balls.
Yeah.
And that's obviously what hurt. So expect to see that again tonight, and hopefully it's a good game at least.
Yeah.
I mean, Toronto's got to try and at least get one of these, Jonesy, either Houston or Oklahoma City. And it's going to be tough, obviously, without Bosh. But that's the thing. You've got to prove that, you beat Jersey and Washington without Bosh.
Got to beat a good team.
But you've got to beat a good team without him. And you know what? The way the Bucks are coming on, I know the Bobcats have slid, but the Bucks are coming on.
Yeah.
The Bulls lost last night, but they're still playing well. It's jammed up there. You can't afford a 4, 5, 6 game losing streak. You've got to get one of these and kind of get yourself back on track a little.
Yeah, it's packed in there from 5 to 9. And you think about the Houston Rockets team kind of struggling since the trade, trying to figure themselves out. That might be one that Toronto would look at. Heck, if they get this one tonight, you're guaranteed at least a split, and then you go in there and, kind of let it all hang loose in Houston and see what happens. But should be a good one tonight. The one thing we should say is Kevin Durant, as much as he's a scorer, he's not nearly the passer that LeBron James is. And again, taking the ball out of his hands, hassling him a little bit, making him work, you might get some turnovers, and that might help Toronto.
All right, we're going to go lunchtime, get ready for the big game, and we'll figure out what the Addy Awards are. I feel like it's story time or something here with the little, I don't know, house or whatever that is in front of us.
They gave these awards.
A kids thing.
It's a kids thing. They gave the awards, the 44th annual, all over the state of Oklahoma.